Hello everyone. Decided to do an early morning live stream, get a different audience, see if there's people in different time zones who want to watch, because I woke up early today. And I wish I could always go to bed earlier. I went to sleep at like 11:30 or 10:30 last night. Woke up like 8:30, felt great. I didn't have to wake up like earlier in the morning. Like when I go to bed at 3 in the morning, I'll wake up in 6 hours, feel like crap, fall back asleep again. I'll be so hungry, but then when I sleep the full night, then I don't feel hungry. I don't have to eat first thing, waste food, waste money, get extra calories. So I figured, okay, before I even do anything, before I go to the gym and shower and exercise, I'll do a live stream telling you all, protest the landlord on Thanksgiving. Do something. Just go up to a landlord and just do this. Like, I know what you do. Or challenge a landlord to an arm wrestling match. Challenge your landlord to an arm wrestling match. Say, hey, this will be real fun. Like, make it, trick the landlord into doing it. Like, say, hey, let's do an arm wrestling match, and if I win, I don't have to pay rent in December. Do that. I'm still not sure what I'll do on Thanksgiving because I need somewhere to shower. I might stay at someone's house. Actually, I probably will, I guess, because I don't think I can afford a motel, and I wouldn't want to pay for one now. Hopefully, I don't spend any money today. I don't envision having any bills today. So I'm hoping I do not spend money for the first day since being homeless. 10 people in here. Click those likes. Yeah, Shell, I'm going to check about the P.O. box. I better wait till I get paid again, though. Whoa! Look at this! Okay, Laura Ravello says, hi, Angelo, hi. S716111 says, good morning. This is Nancy again. I sued my landlord and won. Yes! I'm so happy! What happened? What was the lawsuit about? Your landlord was just a mean person and you sued them for memory damage because you didn't want them in your memory? Hi, Nasdar. I'm doing well. I slept well for once. Everybody click the like button. We got 10 people here, 1 like. It doesn't matter. It really does. All it means is signals to YouTube. Put this at the top of people's recommendations. There you go. Yeah, Nancy, everybody's demanding you tell us. Ryan, thank you. Ryan just gave me an increased donation on Patreon, so thank you for that. Yeah, I woke up, I went to sleep early for once, slept great. That's a nice thing about going to sleep early for once, is I sleep really well when I do that. I wish I didn't have to work so late, but it's kind of the best job. I mean, I've worked jobs where I had to work way harder. I was stressed, abused. My boss was mean to me. I would work 10-hour shifts without a break, and I got paid significantly less than what I get paid now to mostly stand around and talk to people. Check IDs. Last Sunday it was so slow at my job, I must have checked like 10 people's IDs, if that, the whole night. There are other people who came in, but they were old enough or I knew them to where I didn't need to check their ID. I should be a journalist? I am a journalist. I'm a citizen journalist. Hey, Gigi, what's up? Yeah, Nancy, tell us how you sued your landlord and won. My landlord in Annandale was such a jerk. Really, I bet she could have gotten in trouble for the stuff she was telling me, trying to evict me, saying, leave now. Leave permanently. How old am I? I'm 33. And again, I went to bed early, so I thought before I even go to the gym or shower or anything, I actually did step into the gym real quick, went to the bathroom, but it's kind of awkward when, you know, they like the people there, it's like they feel obligated to greet you and then, you know, say goodbye, whatever. So she saw me leave like a minute later, said, have a good one, and I'm gonna go back in later after this live stream. But I slept fine last night. I finally got things kind of organized in my car. I got my laundry bag in the back seat. So no more digging stuff out of the trunk. Now, I'm gonna have to sneeze. My the laundry bag for dirty clothes I'm going to leave in the trunk because there's not really enough space, but I got tired of having the trunk jammed up, filled up, and I didn't have room for anything else. Another thing, oh, the comments aren't scrolling up. Whatever happened where the issue with the door, oh, with the door where I was at? So that's funny. What happened, Ryan, so with the door at Annandale where I lived, the front doorknob came off. One night I came home, the doorknob was gone, the door was open. Now, do you think I thought for a second that we got robbed and broken into? No, I didn't even bother looking for a thief in the house. I thought, oh, one of the subletters must have messed up the door handle. I knew it was already coming loose. I had problems, but I was able to jam it back on. Well, this night I came home, it was just off the door. And of course, the subletter didn't want to bother. I'm sure it was the subletter who didn't even close the door and turn the deadbolt. So I went inside. I saw the doorknob sitting in someone's shoe. I tried putting it back there. I put back on the door, wouldn't go on. I gave up. I just turned the deadbolt, went to sleep, didn't even bother. It wasn't even a thought for a second that we got robbed. I later went back, super glued the door handle back on. I told the landlord. Want to know what the landlord did? Nothing! Landlord didn't do anything to fix the front door. She later told me when she saw the video, she gave a confession of all the reasons why she didn't fix things. It was amazing. It was awesome. She said, oh, I thought your roommate said he was going to fix it. So you just wanted someone else to take responsibility for it? That's what she wanted. Well, I don't want to spend money. I want to save money. Money's very important to me. In her fucking luxury house, which I've been in, and her luxury cars in her driveway. But, oh man. And I've stopped by that house since then, by the way. I've come by the house once in a while. It is a dump. It is the new roommates there, the new people who live there, live in... I was going to combine 3 words. I wasn't sure what to say. A dump, trash, or crap. I wasn't sure which one to go with. But it stinks. There's no garbage bag out because nobody takes out the trash. So I guess everybody just holds their trash in their hands and just walks out to the garbage, like garbage pickup at the end of the week. I don't know. Yeah, that was an asshole landlord. She was an absolute bully. Watch the Annandale videos. Yeah, I've lived with roommates. I refuse to live with roommates again. I am so glad I live in my car. I am so glad I don't have a home. Oh, by the way, where the hell did it go? Ah, I had trash bags here. Where did I put them? So I got a roll of these trash bags, 50, and they smell real nice. Hopefully they're not, toxic or anything. But where did I put the other one? I had a roll of 50 for $1 at Dollar Tree. Oh crap, man, this is weird. Like I lose stuff within 2 square feet of space, and I did that with my eye shade the other day too, and it fell off my head. I didn't realize it went behind my seat. Oh, this is weird. Where'd it go? Fall out of my car? No. There. Oh, I put it here in my storage shelves. Yeah, I did. Okay, good. That's what I thought. There you go. It's only 4 gallons. You see they're like really thin, but that's all I need. So I got 100 of these. I got lemon scented ones too. These are, I don't know what they are, waterfall scented or something. Let's see. Oh, so did Nancy say what happened with her lawsuit? Nancy, I don't see your response. Nancy says, scroll up and look above, but I'm not seeing what happened with your lawsuit with your landlord. Read my above response. Does anyone see it? I don't see it. I don't think it's there. I'm not trying to get a full-time job. I'm not trying to earn more money. Well, I am trying to earn more money. But I'm not trying to get a full-time job. Yeah, people don't see it, Nancy. I don't know what... It didn't go through. So, you got to send it again. But I'm not trying to make... I mean, I am trying to make more money, but I'm not trying to live around here because the money doesn't go as far as other parts of the country or as far as it should. That's why I'm protesting landlords. The rents are too high. Land is too expensive. It's too expensive to live around here. Oh, it's getting hot. So rather than everybody have to, and it's, if I make more money, all I'm doing is helping myself. I want it so everybody's money can go further. And everybody makes better money. They should be able to get better paying jobs. Companies should treat them better. And housing should be more affordable. So what am I going to do if I have a choice between making more money myself, which I'm trying to do? This isn't the only thing I'm doing, and my job. Writing screenplays. Maybe I'll make money selling those someday and directing those. But just help myself, or make it so I'm protesting so everyone else can benefit, because everyone else should have their attention drawn to this. It's way too expensive to live around here. Millions and millions of people in this area are just one paycheck away from going homeless, or one health event, or one major car repair, one major bill. Why is that? Why do we have that set up to where the cities are horribly designed, they're overcrowded, overcongested, billions of dollars going to an elite few, especially people connected with the government, with contractors that make weapons, battleships, jet fighters, bombs, rifles, guns, and the vast majority of people just barely getting by. And even those who are making decent money, why are they not able to have their money go further around it? What's the point? The benefit is so people like Tim Kaine, who is a Democrat, ostensibly he's for power to ordinary people, can go on the news and be like a super excited puppy, like, we got to make sure Amazon is very glad to say, we got to make sure they don't feel it's a mistake moving here. Oh, I'm a good boy, sir. We're going to give you $800 million in secret. No, nobody else needs $800 million, and you're going to get a Virginia Tech campus nearby that the government's going to pay for, and hopefully you pay it back in 12 years. If they had all that money, why didn't they do stuff to make it? Why didn't they fix that intersection in Arlington that I hated? They still didn't properly fix it. It works better than before, but it's still triggered by a sensor, and then when you drive through it, basically only 1 or 2 cars can go through at 2 in the morning, so because the light only lasts like 6 seconds. Oh, they can't do that? Can't do anything? Why? Because it's not a priority for them. Unless they're pressured into it, unless they're shamed and embarrassed into it, they don't bother. But Amazon, they have all the power they want to be able to influence the government. And why do they need billions of dollars in subsidies and tax breaks from Virginia and New York? Because New York, they're getting billions. New York is paying for Jeff Bezos' helipad, a helicopter pad on top of a building. Why are they paying for that? He made $36 billion last year. What a shameful person to be. I'm not paying for that. You all are paying. You poor people are paying. Yeah, Shell says, I live outside the city about 8 miles, and the difference in rent with 8 miles is crazy. Yep. Nancy says, landlord refused to give me back my deposit, claimed I damaged the house. Good, and you got it back, huh? I'm still waiting for my deposit to come back. By the way, what day is it? It's the 20th? I gotta call my mom, ask if I got mail, because my landlord should have mailed it to my parents' house. I don't think there were a lot of accidents at that intersection, Shell. There are a lot of intersections around here, though, that are poorly designed and create for accidents, though. Definitely have seen that. I found a landlord. Great, the comments are flickering again. I found the landlord, an article in a paper about landlord-tenant rights, and took him to court. The judge had written the article. I won double my deposit. This is Nancy. Awesome! What was the look? Describe for us, Nancy, the look on your landlord's face when you won and got doubled your deposit back. I can't imagine, by the way, how people can do that and still, you know, feel not feel guilt-ridden and feel like looking over their shoulder like they've brought something horrible on themselves by cheating another person. But that's what Debbie in Annandale was living like. We lived in Virginia back in 1977. We hated it, so we moved back to Canada. Huh, that's funny. By the way, Shell, so you say you live out the city. Are you living in an unincorporated area, or you just mean like outside the major city, but you're in another city or something? I don't know how that works. What's an unincorporated area? But it's still a place where people live. When I was a kid, I just assumed everywhere was a city. In the Grand Canyon, it was all cities. Like, not that people live there, but like everything is a city. I didn't realize that. The place I grew up in is apparently not a city. What's the difference? Arlington County. It's not a city. How long do I expect to protest? As long as it takes. Ooh, Nancy says it wasn't pretty. Yeah, your landlord wasn't happy about that. That's right, Nasdar. It's better to live in the car instead of living with a roommate. Absolutely right. I am so glad I'm not going to. It can't be it can't be far enough back in the distance of my memory, the experience of living with roommates. My last two roommates, or yeah, it was 3 roommates, but sometimes it felt like 6 or 7, because they would scream and sing, horrible music, sit around, watch TV outside my room. I never once sat in the nice living room outside of my room and watched TV there. So I was sinking I was going to say hundreds of thousands of dollars, but that's not right. Tens of thousands of dollars. I spent over $20,000 in rent there, basically to have a room that I didn't really need, and to be tied down to a place I had to go back to. At least now, I can find places, like if I don't want to drive far, I can just say, okay, I'm going to sleep close to wherever I am tonight or tomorrow. They call other cities here hollows, huh? It does get cold here, yeah. It hasn't gotten too cold yet, but it does get very cold here. Not nearly as cold as other places, like north, but it does get freezing cold. It does get into the 20s sometimes the 10s. We do get a lot of snow, but it depends. It's not steady, and every year it varies. So some years we've barely gotten any snow. Some years we've gotten absolutely buried in several feet of snow. No, I don't sleep in the back seat. I sleep right here in the driver's seat. I just tilt the seat back, slide it back so I have some leg room. I got my pillow and blankets, which I just washed at the laundromat. Huh, that was depressing, like 15 bucks, and just sitting there waiting for an hour, and I forgot to bring in my book. There's a book I've been reading, Respect for Acting by Uta Hagen. It's a great book. I didn't realize, I knew actors go through so much, but I forget how much actors go through, and there's no, faking it for them. It's like, at least for a director like me, I want to direct movies. I can relax and turn myself off physically in a way. Actors, there's no faking anything. You have to be whatever at any given moment. If you're tired, doesn't matter. If your character's alert, they have to be alert. If your character is supposed to, like they just came out of the rain, you've got to act that out. You can't just relax and do it. Anyways, ton of work. I'll move at some point. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I want to protest this whole area. It's too expensive. I believe other people should boycott the DC area. Absolutely, move if you have the means. If you don't, stay. But if you have the means, like I eventually imagine I will, it's hard to save money right now, but I'm still trying to. The big thing was food. Spending money on food out. So now I learned I can eat well just on a few basic things from the grocery store. Peanut butter, cereal, almonds, yogurt, bananas, apples, oranges. And I take vitamin pills. And that's pretty much it. And I feel full from that. And I barely had it. I shouldn't have even eaten anything today. I had a tiny little bit of cereal and raisins and peanut butter. But I shouldn't have even eaten that. I could have just waited, and I'll go exercise and then eat later. But by the way, sleeping in winter, I gotta imagine it's easier than sleeping in the summer outside. Because think about it, the summer, my car's gonna heat up so bad. It did the other night, and I had to roll down the window because it wasn't even that warm. It was just probably 40 degrees or so. And I was like, whoa, I have to roll down the window. So I wonder what I'm gonna do for that, because around here we do have mosquitoes and flies and everything. They come in. That was a problem with my Annandale room. I had a nice little window, but the bugs would come in as soon as I opened that, and they were weird bugs I didn't see anywhere else. No, I don't have a laptop, but I'm saving up for one. Rolled up now. And say this is a contest to decide. Whoa, one person in here. Everybody left. Oh well. Say this is a contest to decide if I pay rent in December, and say, like, make it sound fun, like trick the landlord into doing it. Say like, hey, this will be fun. Let's arm wrestle, and you know, you'll enjoy it. Actually, you'll enjoy it a lot, and therefore the landlord will be tricked into doing it and losing their money. And train for a while. Train for like 9 months to do it. So this is advice for next year for not paying your rent for Thanksgiving. We went down to 1 person, now up to 7 people. Cool. As I was just saying before all 7 of you joined, protest the landlord on Thanksgiving. Rents are too high. Tell your landlord you'll challenge them to an arm wrestling match, and if you win, you don't have to pay rent in December. It'll be a fun game, and make the landlord think you'll win, and that way they're so arrogant, landlords, and selfish, they'll think, well, this will be, or say, you know, it'll be double my rent if you win. And that way they'll be like, oh, yeah, it's more money. I want that. I don't care if it's legal. And then, you know, you trick them because you beat them. And so you don't have to pay rent in November. Screw them. I'd like to see one other person live in their car because I'm doing this. Just one other person decide I won't pay rent anymore. Live in their car. It's not that hard. It did take some adjusting. It was kind of, you know, difficult at first. It was like depressing. But after 3 days, I sort of got broken into it, and it's fine. No big deal. And I realized what you do if you're feeling down, just keep doing stuff. Keep moving forward. Again, this is a really good book. Respect for Acting. You all don't know acting. You think you know it, but you got to respect it, by Uta Hagen, the actress and acting teacher. I was almost going to say both at the same time. But it's actually not too cold right now here. It's warmed up lately. Again, if you're living in your car, main thing is just food. Buy food that, you know, will last in your car. So like peanut butter, cereal, get plastic spoons and forks. Get these cheap grocery bags. I mean, cheap trash bags from like a dollar store. And just throw your stuff away. And also, if you want your car to smell good, because it does get musty when you're living in your car, instead of having all these stupid air fresheners like I've been having, this one and still smells nice, and ones in the vents, just eat an orange, put the peel in a garbage bag in your car, and within like an hour your car will smell like orange. It's really good. Or sometimes it just, like last night, it just passed the threshold, past orange into like coconuts. I don't know how it smelled like coconuts, but it smelled really good in my car. My parents live in Florida, and they only have to buy tags for the vehicles once for that particular vehicle. Every birthday you have to get a new one here. Yeah, it's kind of like that in Virginia, where you can do it every 2 years, register, like pay for the registration for your car. But every year you have to do a safety inspection test. So like making sure the tires have enough depth on tread depth, the headlights, headlights are bright enough, airbags will work fine. Again, for headlights, look at my video about how to restore your headlights. Get rubbing compound. If they're worse than that, if the rubbing compound doesn't do it itself, get sandpaper. Go from coarse to fine, rub them, rub the sandpaper on there, and then make sure the headlight is dry, and then put the rubbing compound just with a paper towel. Or get those blue paper towels for cars, because those are kind of more sturdy. And just wipe it down, it'll be restored. As long as it's outside. If it's inside, then yeah, that's different. Then you may need new headlights. But for a lot of people, you don't have to spend much money to restore your headlights, to pass safety inspection test. Also, you should have them restored just so, you know, they're bright, especially at night, but especially during the day. Huh. Ryan says, I've seen a video from Crazy Russian Hacker where you rub it with Deep Woods mosquito repellent, and that works too. Wow, so you rub your headlight with basically, I guess, anything abrasive, like, you know, toothpaste, especially toothpaste with baking soda in it. That can work too. That it's not as effective as the rubbing compound is like a massive difference. But I've used toothpaste with baking soda, and that works. That helps too. It's not perfect. It's not as good as the rubbing compound, but it's also good. And it's a little messier though. You need water to rinse it all off. The rubbing compound, you don't. You just use the paper towel and the rubbing compound. Easiest thing. We should have public service announcements to save people money, because people don't know and they waste money getting these Rain-X kits and different headlight restoration kits, and you got 3 different pads to use. And the pads are like this big and they get dirty so fast. Just use, if you need sandpaper, use sandpaper from, like, you know, a hardware store, and use the rubbing compound. Yep, hey Candy. I'm actually going to get off here soon because I'm going to shower and exercise, go to the gym, but I wanted to do an early live stream because I got up early today. I slept really well. I wish I could go to bed earlier more, but problem is several days a week I work late, so I can't, and then I wake up 6 hours into my sleep. Last night I didn't wake up like that. I woke up well rested. That was really nice. But I went to bed like 10:30, which is like, I haven't done that in years. But it was nice. Oh yeah, Candy says congrats on 14,000 subscribers. Yeah, that's really great. So let's get to 15,000. But somebody else should live in their car as a result of me doing this. That's what I'd like to see, especially in the DC area. Moist Andy, well, he doesn't really have a landlord. He lives with his parents. But someone should do that. I want to see someone else protest. And this should be a movement, and eventually it should get on the news, and people should be like, hey, landlords are too greedy. We should call it more attention to greedy landlords. You look up articles about them, they're around for the DC area. Baltimore, as well, I read articles about landlords suing people in eviction over literally $18 unpaid rent, and these were people who were on government assistance, who had very little means, who were vulnerable, very often black, and landlords would sue them because it's the easiest way to evict them, to make way for higher priced apartment renovations and then getting higher paying tenants. So just greed. Disgusting. Pushing people into poorer and poorer neighborhoods. Yeah, I've thought about living with Moist Andy. Again, I can't really live with anybody, but if I could, and here's the thing, it's like, why, even if we both had the money, why, and we both would not have the money, why would we live around here and pay an ass load in rent for an apartment? If Moist Andy are really going to get something out of living together, we should, like, build our own home or something, and do it as a form of protest as well, and also have totally separate living quarters, because it's hard for anyone to live with anyone. And as much as we get along, I'm not sure, you know, roommates is a different story than just hanging out. Yeah, build a cabin in the woods. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Yeah, Tennessee, that's right. Tennessee's cheap rent. I knew a guy who lived in Tennessee, now this is years ago, but he paid $200 a month in rent. That, to me, that I would like to live for. So if I could have done that, here's the thing, like, I could make money here, and what he would do, because he was a total slacker, he didn't want to work. So he would get a job as like a custodian or something, work for like 2 months, and then just live a few months on the rent money like he made with cheap rent there. How far away from there could you go for cheaper rent? The problem is around here, well, first of all, it depends which direction you're going. So you can go 30 miles out from DC. The rents will be as high, if not even higher. And then you're in the rich suburbs. And if you have a home, you're probably in a homeowners association. They charge a lot. And then they are a pain in the ass about, oh, you can't leave your... I know people who live in a beautiful, huge home out by Dulles Airport, which is like 30 miles sort of west of DC in Virginia. A gigantic home. It's awesome. And their neighborhood is so rich. It's like the chief of police lives there, so they put the police patrol there. So it's like having their own private city and their own personal policeman there to help them out. But they left their trash cans out once for like an extra day, and they got fined by the homeowners association because that would bring down the property values. Screw that. I would not want to live in a homeowners association. I don't care if my neighbors are going to let their grass go high or they park the car on the front lawn or anything like that. It's your home. If you really don't like it, do what I did. Move. You don't argue. You don't try and negotiate. I don't believe in it. It's just, that's who people are. You don't try and change things. You just move. All the pain in the ass people can go and live in pain in the assville. But Moist Andy and I, we should, if we live together, we should build, like, it should be something very unique. Like we go join like a commune or something out in the woods. But, hey, that would be cool. I just saw a Vice documentary about that, or part of one. About like I think in Oregon or something, I'm not sure, but a commune that lives there. And it's a bunch of people who live out in the woods. A lot of white people, but they're like all artists. And what's annoying about it, and this is what I could not get into. They're all into psychedelic drugs, and the guy who runs it, he's like, no, these aren't drugs. These are, it's like these are plants. These are medicine. And he's talking about mushrooms, LSD, marijuana. I'm like, come on, get your head out of your ass. It's drugs, and it's so annoying. Drug culture is so tedious to me, and I am no good on drugs. I cannot be on drugs. I should not be. I have enough stimulation as it is. Get your heads out of your asses. Like, it makes you a better person. I'm sure it does. Maybe it, I mean, I'm sure it can. Like, lots of things can, help you out. It's not for me. I can't stand it. I can't stand being around it. I'm around people who are on substances enough to know how miserable it is to be around. Like, working at my job, people are high, people are drunk. Can't stand it. You don't need millions to build anything. If you build something, fabricate a cheap home, that's not going to be too expensive. Also, we should be able to have prefabricated homes around here. There's certain parts of the country that have that. It's like set up, almost like trailer parks, but it's like a prefabricated home. It's not a trailer. It's just set down there, and it's almost like you think of like an aircraft hangar or a garage, but smaller than an aircraft hangar. And it's just like a tin house with just the necessities, and I don't even know if electricity runs to it. But that's basically all you need. So, but we should be able to do that around here. But the property values! I want to sell my house at 1.5 million, and I bought it at 1.1. I wouldn't even care. I would be so glad to piss off my neighbors if I had enough money to buy a house and then just sell it at half the price I bought it for. Even though it's worth way more, just because I have enough money and I don't care. I want to help someone else out. That's it. I don't think I'd be able to get a real estate agent doing that, or if I did, I'd get a real estate agent who wants the publicity of selling a house at such a cheap price, but I'd want to do that just to screw over them. Say, look how greedy you are. Look how badly you need money. Why didn't you think ahead? If you're so into money, why didn't you make enough to be able to help someone else out? Because there are people around here struggling. So why don't you give a damn about them? What is it about you that's so much better than them? It's nothing. So obviously they deserve help. They need it a lot more than you. They deserve it a lot more than you because they're willing to work hard, work 2 jobs, and struggle to get by. And you're the one who has everything and doesn't even want to help someone else out. So obviously you don't need all that money. What you need is a conscience. So that's what I'd like to do eventually. Lots of prefabricated homes in Southern Europe. Don't know if that's the thing anywhere in the U.S. Yeah, it's not really. Like, we don't allow for that a lot of places. But also the other thing, I want to be a filmmaker. Like, I want to make movies, so I'll have to be in an area that's basically, accommodating to that. Now, the good thing is, yeah, you can make movies anywhere, basically. So it's not necessarily a challenge. One place I like, Philadelphia. First of all, I've been there. It's a cool place. And also, they have a district attorney, Larry Krasner, who is, I don't know how he's not intimidated into going into hiding, because he is trying to dismantle the horribly abusive legal system that's there. He's trying to decriminalize all kinds of stuff. He's trying to eliminate bail bonds, I think. He's trying to totally reform criminal justice so people are not locked up over things we have no business locking people up over. It does not make people safe. What it does is pay executives of prison corporations and corporations that provide weapons and all kinds of stuff for the police, pays them billions of dollars because they get contracts with the government, and they work with politicians to make sure that they get paid every time when their prisons gets filled up, every time like when they get more arrests. These companies are working with the police. It's not just a pure calculation of how do we make people safe. It's about how do we enrich ourselves while pretending to make people safe and getting rich white people to feel scared of poor black people. And so they disproportionately target poor black people and Hispanics and immigrants and terrorize them and brutalize them, subject them to high bail bonds they can't afford for stuff that would not get a white person put in jail for. And then when they can't afford the bail bond, they stay in jail, they lose their income from their job, they lose their whole family suffers and struggles as a result. And then when they're given the trial, they can either fight it and stay in jail longer, or they can just plead guilty and maybe get sentenced to time served and get out, and also won't have to, like, they'll get a lesser sentence than if they get found guilty if they go to trial. So it's an easy system. That's why it's called mass incarceration. And James Comey, supposed darling hero of the resistance, said that's offensive to call that mass incarceration. Each person is tried individually. Yeah, then how come the prosecutors know how to get 99% conviction rates? How come they target black people disproportionately for drug crimes? How come black people are for the same crimes and for the same offenses, for like marijuana, given way bigger sentences than white people? How come it's counted as drug dealing, like intent to distribute, when you have over a certain amount of a drug, which you can very easily have just for personal use, and then you can face decades in prison for that? And oh, by the way, it's like 50% of people charged as drug dealers are black. Black people don't even make up 50% of the country. They are not 50%. They were nowhere close to 50% of drug dealers in this country, but yet they're charged like they're half of them. Why? Oh, it's who the police decide to arrest, who the judges decide to convict, who the prosecutors decide to charge. And Larry Krasner in Philadelphia is leading a movement to stop that. I'm surprised he is not getting death threats from the police all the time. I just don't know how he's doing. He is doing an amazing job. Yeah, my mom knows I'm living in my car. No, Sarah, I don't care. I can talk about what I want. You're making an argument with someone. You don't need to. If you need to make an argument with someone over their principles, you have the whole world to go to. You don't need to be at my YouTube channel. So take care of yourself. You don't need to try and make me address your feeling of unwellness with the fact that I have a problem with people around here charging too much money for rent, and then people wanting to keep property values high. I give a damn about the world I live in, so this is not a hypothetical for me. This is something people go homeless over right now. If you're not concerned about that, go somewhere else. Be well somewhere else. But yeah, my mom knows, and I'm not getting into it. I've talked about it like 30 times already. Anyways, what time is it? It's not even 10 o'clock yet. Normally, I'm never even up this early. This is cool. I feel good. It feels weird to be up this early and have stuff to do. So I'm going to be reading this today. I need to improve my Spanish lessons. Again, Respect for Acting by Uta Hagen. I want to learn more about actors and how to deal with them, because I'm a film director and I want to be able to direct them better, and my mom will give better performances thanks to me reading this book. Actors go through hell. They go through so much. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not an actor. I would love to be an actor in a way, but it is such an excruciating, such horrible, devastating rejection, and struggling with, what look do you go for? How do you carry yourself? How do you sell yourself as an actor? When do you update your headshots? You got to pay a photographer for that. You know, what kind of training should you do? Should you learn a new skill? Should you learn how to rollerblade? Should you get in shape, or should you portray yourself as, you know, like the, you know, the ordinary looking best friend character? All kinds of stuff you got to think about and hope you have a place for in someone's movie. By the way, 15 people here, click the like button. Have I had breakfast? Not really. I had a little peanut butter, a cereal, rice cereal, low sugar. 5 grams of sugar per serving in this. It's nice. And I had a little bit of that, just a tiny bit, literally like a few spoonfuls, and raisins. But really, I shouldn't have even eaten that, because I'm trying to, you know, eat what's necessary and save money as well. But hey, the great thing is, I'm fine. Hopefully, I don't spend any money today on anything. Hopefully, I just managed to get by. So let's see, after this, I'll eat breakfast in my car. After I go to the gym and exercise and shower. And I'll go to the gym, then I'll practice my Spanish probably, or read a lot of Uta Hagen. I'll try and read a bunch of that book today. And maybe I'll be at a library today or in a parking lot. It'd be nice to just sit in my car, because it's hard to read at night. Like, I was trying to read last night, I was getting so tired and fell asleep. I read like a few pages. But it's nice when I have the light out to be able to read in my car. Found any cheaper food? Well, sort of, not really at restaurants. Already I was getting the cheapest stuff I could get, which is basically salteñas. Or McDonald's, they have McChicken sandwiches for $1. But those aren't that healthy, and I didn't feel good eating those. Plus, they don't fill you up, really. So eating my own food, like getting food at grocery stores, helps. So anyways, I guess I'll get going. It's 45 minutes I've been going here. Thanks for watching, everybody. And somebody protest the landlord. Do something. Here, okay, wait. I got, okay, something to say to everybody, just to do something. Just go and research. Go look up, today, look up stories of bad landlords. Just read something, a news article about it. I had one linked in a previous video I talked about, but I don't have the link now. But go link, yeah, libraries are good places to hang out in, I agree. And plus, they're free. Anyone can enter them, so it's nice. Just sit down. They don't care. It's, you know, publicly funded. It's a great place to be. But everybody, just look up. Don't use Google. Google tracks all your info. They're so greedy. Yeah, I know Google runs YouTube, but use DuckDuckGo, because they care about your privacy. They block privacy. They block trackers on your searches and all that stuff. Look up stories of abusive landlords or predatory landlords or slumlords. That's all I'm asking. Everybody, as your homework, just look up one story and read it. Or look up a video on YouTube about it. Hell, look up my video about living in Annandale. But look up a story or watch a video about a bad landlord. Everybody inform yourself. Educate yourself. Let's get a whole society educated against landlords and against predatory landlords and slumlords. Everybody look up something and have something to talk about for tomorrow. So, all right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.